And welcome everybody here in Twitch chats and everybody on YouTube watching this video later on for some mono red Cavalcade in best of one for our next deck for the win every card challenge. That's happening this weekend, October 5th through the 7th here on Arena, where you get to play any deck that you want, because during the event you'll have access to all of the cards possible. So you don't have to worry about only having cards like the cards in your account. You'll be able to access any cards that you want to play, and you play best of one and you get one shot. And if you win 12 matches before you lose 2 matches, so that's how it works. If you win 12 games before you lose 2 games, then you win 1 copy of every single card for your Arena account. So that's a cool event that's going on this weekend. And so to help prepare everybody for that, we're going to be trying out 5 different decks here today for options to be able to play in that. We tried Golgari aggro first. It didn't look too great. Didn't do too great with that, but we got 4 other decks that we're going to be playing here for that. Other decks that we could see. Hey, Radical. Other decks that we could see doing well. As you can tell, we got a lot of proactive decks here. I think that being proactive is a good thing to be doing there in a best of one. And this deck is the definition of proactive. So we got mono red Cavalcade. It looks like our 3-drop slot is really, really full here, but hopefully Light Up the Stage and Skewer the Critics only cost 1 mana, hopefully, for us. But yeah, all we're trying to do is get these small creatures, 1 power or less, in play and attack with them, because Cavalcade of Calamity, our important enchantment, says that whenever we have our creature with power 1 or less attack, it'll do 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. So we definitely have a really aggressive deck here. New cards. I'm playing Fervent Champion over other 1-drops because, like, the other 1-drops, because it has haste. I want my 1 mana 1/1 to have haste. Ginger Brute, we were just talking about, is a colorless 1-drop with haste, where if you're playing this deck on like a limited account, like where you don't want to make, craft 2 rares for Fervent Champion, Ginger Brute is going to be basically as good. The only reason why I'm going Fervent Champion over it is because of Torbrand. I think that's like the main reason there, just basically because of Torbrand giving it's a red source that it can be a 3/1 first strike attacking with Torbrand in play. Speaking of Torbrand, that's another new card. So all of our red sources deal an additional 2 damage. This card is so powerful. So Cavalcade, whenever it triggers, it does 3 damage to each 3 damage to the player that you're attacking for each trigger. And then all of your cards basically have 2 extra power, all of your creatures, because they're dealing another 2 damage. So yeah, Torbrand is really, really powerful. So we'll see if 4 drops is too many. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that we can get by with 4 drops, because I really like Scampering Scourger. I think this is an underrated card, especially with triggering Cavalcades and being 3 different creatures that are attacking. I think this is a really underrated card. For those of y'all that know the deck, of course, the Chandra Spitfire is one of our most powerful things as well. Being able to be a flying creature that for each Cavalcade trigger gives it +3/+0. We can win some games out of nowhere for sure with this card. But all right, this is our deck. Let's get some burn in here. So we're going to be playing some ranked matches. We're going to play like 7 matches with the decks today. So we can get a good odd number of matches, see if we go 4-3, 5-2, 6-1, see how we can do with these different decks. 2-5 for Golgari aggro. Could have been better. All right, but we'll try this. We're going to hope our Fervent Champion can get that damage in on turn 2 so we can get to Light Up the Stage. That was a cool little quick animation for Fervent Champion. Ugh. Gross. All right, well, if I had Ginger Brute. So I have the 3rd mana. So So I don't have to worry about, like, shock them plus cast light up the stage to look for a third mana. We're good there. Man, rough life out there for a 1/1. Against O2s. And O3s.
The brambles of truth twirl and curl, choking out lies. Surely you must be famished.
Yeah, this is really rough. Oko's already at 6 loyalty. It makes these foods that are just going to gain a lot of life too. Oko is really good.
Anyone need a fire started? No? Too bad. Remember this one?
I can't leave Oko at 5 or more loyalty because they can just trade a food token for a Spitfire. That's nothing I really want. It's definitely considering just playing the castle and just attacking with the 2.
Gaze into my face and put on your true shape.
I am not
First,
happy
and
right
being
now.
able to have the Castle Empress. There's Cavalcade. This is not even going to trigger. So yeah, this should kill
Why
Oko.
do you cross me?
There we go. Alright, so they only have 1 card. Oko is down. And we have Spitfire Cavalcade.
I'll shear the wool from your eyes.
Yeah, our 20 land deck is not supposed to draw 6 lands in 13 cards. That's not supposed to happen. But, you know, life doesn't always go according to plan. That was a good draw. So, 4 triggers of this is 12. And then 13, 14. They're at 18, and they can gain life with that thing. Yeah, we gotta take out the Oko.
Oh, you're a tricksy one. I'll think up a fun fate for you.
Yeah, I could activate Castle. It just doesn't do anything. I don't see the reason to.
Too close-minded.
Yeah, I'm glad they did not elk the Spitfire. I'm glad they didn't just crack that before they drew to get a land out of their deck before they drew. That hurts. Okay. Torbrand's a real card. Alright, do I attack with Fervent Champion now? I don't think I do. Attacking with the Fervent Champion makes it so attacking with Voracious Hydra is pretty easy for my opponent. Like, they can attack back with Hydra, but now not attacking... Oh, come on. Never mind. We're dead by 1 damage here. We're not dead. Why didn't they attack with the 3/3? It was lethal. It was lethal if they attacked with the 3/3. I mean, I don't think we can still win through these 2 food tokens. We need an act of treason. Take the Krasis. No, they were at 10 life. They weren't at 4. They were at 10 life. Another haste creature was not lethal. Scampering Scourger would not have done it anyway, right? Could they have 4 blockers? Yeah, they had 4 blockers. 2, 4, 6, 8. No, so yeah. Scampering Scourger wouldn't have even done it. I think we can keep this. Yeah. I kind of went with like the aggro theme today also. But yeah, the deck that I you know, play that I thought felt the strongest so far, just regular standard deck, you know, that we played on Thursday was the Simic Ramp, and Oko is just so busted. Probably should have added an Oko deck to our list of decks here. Oko is just so busted. I kind of just want to hit 2 lands with this Light of the Stage. Never mind. Never mind.
I am not going to sit this way. Trust me, I have a plan.
I don't know anything about that, good brother. I don't know.
I'll protect you.
Our deck needs more lands. Because last game, 6 of our 13 cards were lands. Yeah, this is how Magic is sometimes. Just think, what's the best card my opponent could have? Dovin's Veto? Okay, next turn. What's the best card they could have? Legion's End? Got it.
Oh, I've done
What's the next best card they could have for 3 mana and nothing else on board? Teferi? Okay, they have it. Or we play a creature. So what's the best card they could have? Othakaya? Yep, they got it. Sometimes you just lose.
You know what's better than having a plan? Don't worry, I brought company.
Time for plan B, as soon as I think of one.
Yeah, sure. If I would have expected my turn 2 Light of the Stage to get countered, then yeah, I would have mulliganed the 1-lander. Don't know how often
I'm burnt out.
you see counter spells held up on turn 2, but there was one.
Want me to phase you out of time?
I don't care, Teferi. You can do whatever you want.
I've got it. This is hardly my worst defeat.
So I don't want to attack Teferi again because of the Oath of Kaya. Down to 14. Still 5 cards in hand that don't think any of them are lands, because I think they missed a land drop in there as well. No, Light Poner, I haven't. I think there's an option to mute planeswalkers. I think like game sounds or something. Like it's not just specifically planeswalkers, but other game sounds as well. Yeah, Dragon Lord, you'd have to really build around both Fires and Arcbow, but you could definitely put those two cards together. You could have Fires and Arcbow together. Kind of the power of Fires of Invention is that you get to play really powerful spells. I don't know if there's like, you know, that many good creatures that you really want to go with Fires. There's, of course, Agent of Treachery is one for sure. You want spell-like creatures, definitely. We are on the play, but what are these Spitfires really doing for us? Probably winning the game. That is a terrible Once Upon a Time. Don't Once Upon a Time on your opponent's turn like that. Just don't do it. If you're playing Once Upon a Time, just never do what my opponent did right there. Just draw your card first. Even if if you're planning on playing Pelt Collector on turn 1, so you want to Once Upon a Time before before that, that's okay, but just draw your card first. Just have more information before you make your decision. I'm not killing these Pelt Collectors. My plan is to play Spitfire, and then they're dead on turn 5. That's my plan here. You know, going Shock and Skewer upstairs and just killing them. Because let's see, next turn, it's 6, 12, 15, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, it's 19 damage next turn with just the Shock and Skewer. So there we go, GG. Why are you not attacking with Robber of the Rich? What are we doing here? I guess you want a haste, want to be able to block a haste creature. Oh, that thing has reach. Right. That thing has reach, huh? Well, that changes my life. I completely forgot that card had reach. can't. I don't think I can beat the questing beast. Yep. It's all good, Montana. You live, you learn. You move on. RDL. Well, I had a plan. My plan did not take into consideration the keyword reach. So I could have had a different plan, I suppose. Okay, I am planning on tapping out for the next few turns, so we'll try a different approach. We'll try shocking that thing, because we're going to be playing Cavalcade, and then I was going to be playing Spitfire. Now I can play another Cavalcade. GG. Yeah, I think that's my best card to play here. Didn't we just hear this song earlier? The next one. Well, okay. Can't just take this forever. Now that's a good card. If I attack all, I'm taking... That's... Attack all, I die. They just take it. This is 14 damage if I attack all. And they just take it and can attack me for 6. If I attack with the Fervent Champions, then I have to have War Boss block Harpooner. But if I attack with the Fervent Champions, though, and they take it, it's 2... Or, they block here, so they take these. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The problem is just, like, if I do attack with... if they just go, like, land Voracious Hydra, kill your War Boss, you're dead. So, like, that's like the problem is land Voracious Hydra. Or yeah, Questing Beast. I'm just going to send here. And we have the 2 First Strikers back. Really good blocking. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, we can't attack all. We won. We won. All right, I felt like I played that game a lot better. And we barely won because our opponent was stuck on 2 lands for a little while. Yeah, I may do that, Luto. Yeah, I may do that. I may make this a weekly thing. I know there are a lot of best of 1 players out there as well. Doesn't look very good for us at all. If we were on the play, it would have looked a lot better. Like if we played Spitter on turn 1, they play Collector, we attack with Spitter and then play these other 2. It's kind of thing about best of 1 being on play or draw is really important. It's okay, Matthew. I don't know if I'm out racing that. We're definitely going to try. So we just did 8 damage. Another Cavalcade would only add 3 damage, so it would not be lethal. A Chandra would add 4 damage. So a Chandra would be lethal. Now, I presume that they would have something to play in their hand, though. But if they have all 4 drops and 5 drops and then attack out and we draw a land, we have lethal. It's probably not very likely that that all that stuff's gonna happen. I don't know what a Gruul Fire's deck is, Koth. Well, if we would have drawn a land. Need to draw a land. Yeah, need a land for Chandra. So we just have to go light up the stage and have light up the stage hit shock plus land or haste creature land. We hit the land but not the haste creature. We need another shock or a haste creature. And Cavalcade with dealt 3. So 1 point off there. We need to draw a land for Chandra. So we had outs. We had outs there, but got stuck on 2 lands, unfortunately. We just need a 3rd land. If we were on the play, would have been able to win that also. Like that was definitely a who is on the play, who is on the draw, as we talked about. Like just like the first couple of turns would have been so much better for us if we were on the play that previous game. We are on the play here. So I know that thing doesn't block the Fervent Champion well, and maybe I should just attack with the Fervent Champion, see if they block, and if they don't, shock it. But I don't like that they can just pay 1 mana, remove the counter, kill my Fervent Champion. You know, I don't want to trade Fervent Champion for Chamber Sentry. I'd rather trade Shock for it, because over a couple of turns, this champion could potentially do more damage. Keeps me on the run. All right, and now this 2/2 is not that valuable though, because it doesn't profitably block champion or dodger, and it doesn't have a way, you know, they don't have like a way to use the serpent to kill the champion. So like they could definitely have they could have just played like a 3rd land and played another like a 3/3 serpent, and so I wanted to have the shock available to team up with First Strike against that for that scenario. All right, well, I'm definitely killing Emery. I can't let them just recast their artifacts with Emery. It's a one-time thing, Envo. I'm keeping the castle to be able to double pump these fervent champions, to be able to block like this 4-power Stonecoil Serpent if they're trying to race. Maybe that's just a mistake that I should have just activated it and dealt 2 damage. You know, dealt 1 extra damage here. This means that they can't attack right now. This is really bad for me. The Steel Overseer Chamber Sentry combo. Is that, yeah, at least that taps it. Yeah, we could certainly use a Cavalcade. That would be nice. How does our opponent's deck defeat like regular decks? I need to start remembering things that have reach. I forgot about the Serpent having reach. I wanted to put pressure on them before Chamber Sentry Steel Overseer would be able to do more than what it did. At least the Chamber Sentry's out of here. That Chamber Sentry was going to just mow down all my creatures over time with help of the Steel Overseer. So at least they blocked with that thing and got that out of here. Ugh. That's pretty tough. It's gonna be a tough one to beat. All right, but yeah, with the Chamber Sentry out of there, our Dodger gets to get some damage in there again. But yeah, Alayla has lifelink. So I'm not really out racing that.
Not to brag, but I'm totally the best pyromancy student.
Ugh. Yeah, I think that's like really kind of my only thing to do here is flash back the slide up the stage. Even though Chandra dies now to a Layla.
Yeah, I like to think on my feet.
We kind of have no shot. Like Cavalcade, Torbrand, like like we need our high end cards, as Cavalcade, Torbrand, stuff like that. What's up, Thompson? Thank you so much for the sub there. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I don't know anything about that, Vanner. Interesting. They're just gonna have one blocker for Spitfire. Oh, that thing has trample?
Maybe I'm not cut out to be a monk.
Gosh, these are new cards. It's still just new card. First time playing against these new cards. No, I've never. I mean, I know I've read. Obviously I've read Stone Coil Serpent a lot, but I still have never played against it. If that thing has, I just don't know why I'm not dead then. If that thing has trample, why have they not killed me? Like seriously, like how am I not dead? It pulsates in the combat phase. I'm supposed to know that does anything. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't been dead for like the last like 5 or 6 turns. The thing had trample. But oh well. We have 0% chance of winning. That's why I conceded. And I don't want to continue playing whenever we have 0% chance of winning. I would rather go on to the next match. Of course, they even have the ginger foods to gain life as well. How was I not like what could possibly happen for me to win that? Well, our opponent had played pretty well there, especially staying alive. Like, they'd played well. A light up? No. Do we go to 5? See, like, this gets rid of Scourger. We have a couple 1-drops, Cavalcade, Spitfire. I thought Serpent was a defender since they weren't attacking with it. Looks like everybody's saying keep. Can't really go any worse for us. Than what it has been going recently. These O2s have really hurt us. O2s and O3s. These green decks are playing on turn 1 and turn 2, like... It's definitely hurt us. I'm getting the Scourge Spitter in play right now. Let's look for lands. Nope.
You would make an... I think you will find my notes helpful.
I honestly don't know how we can win this. I guess this is why I don't ever see people play mono red anymore. Is that, man, this is really rough. Yeah, I mean, the bird stops us. They're probably just minus and grab Krasis. Krasis stops me. All right, good night, Marias.
The past is never forgotten.
All right. So what I have to say about mono red Cavalcade here is that Simic looks pretty unbeatable between like Oko is a nightmare. Hydroid Krasis, kind of everything. What's up, Samuel? Our burns, yeah, like the problem with our deck is our removal is just a joke. Just playing, you know, some shocks, like 4 shocks. We have a couple skewers in here, but even skewer is like really hard to trigger, and 2 and 3 damage just isn't killing stuff these days. And yeah, like obviously our 1/1s aren't good enough. The 3 drops, you know, like they put in reach on a lot of cards to stop Spitfire. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be playing this deck again anytime soon. That was not really an enjoyable experience. It's unfortunate. I think Standard is better whenever there's a good red deck, and I think that Standard is better when there is, you know, good decks that you can put together that aren't just full of rares and mythics. But that was pretty rough. That was a rough league, and that's disappointing there. Yeah. I know another thing that I've been wanting to do for the next couple of days is I was going to put together like budget decks, like, you know, decks with a whole lot of commons and uncommons and stuff. But, you know, like how this deck played out, and just, you know, like while I was playing that, I was thinking about how other decks with commons and uncommons are supposed to be trying to fight, you know, like Oko and Questing Beast and all, you know, like those kind of stuff. It's tough. That's tough for sure. This is definitely a lot of rares and mythics in this metagame. Even like as we've seen before, we were talking about kind of the other day with our Sultai deck that we played yesterday. The Sultai versus Gruul is just all rares and mythics back and forth everywhere. So I'm not exact, because I know like I've had a lot of y'all on YouTube, they're reaching out, people asking for like budget decks and things like that to put together, the free to play players, and it's tough. I'll have to, you know, I'll still work on it and everything, but that was disheartening how Mono Red did, because that's usually a deck that you could kind of go that way, because, you know, Fervent Champion can you know, be a common, like that doesn't have to be a rare, and War Boss can be replaced as well, honestly. And so like besides that, you're kind of just looking at like Chandra and Torben. But yeah, that was rough. Golgari Adventures is pretty budget friendly. It is. Like, I know like Murderous Rider right away came to mind as a rare, but I'm not exactly sure what else you have or need there. But yeah, that's one there. Oh, you're welcome, WQ. You're welcome. Okay, so we're still in search for a deck that we want to play for that win every card challenge. You know, I put up all aggro decks here today to start with, and I regret not putting up a Simic deck, or like a Simic Oko deck, a deck with Oko and everything. But we'll move on. We're going to try some Simic Flash, Azorius Skies, and Gruul aggro, see how those 3 feel. So far, not so good, but we got 3 more decks to play. So if you're watching on YouTube, check out those decks as well, and let me know in the comments what you think of these this format and everything, and what you're doing in best of 1 right now, what you're having success with and everything. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching some Mono Red Cavalcade, and I'll see you for the next video.